and welcome to the Pink Sheep Tales podcast. Pink Sheep Tales? What's this all about, I hear you ask? Well, the name is based on the old saying, black sheep of the family, and tales, T-A-L-E-S, is a play on words because we'll be hearing people's life stories. So through this podcast, I'm so excited to be able to share these remarkable stories from inspirational children and adults with you. These everyday people are building amazing businesses, excelling in their careers, exceptional in their industries, choosing unique career paths, and all in the name of living their best life. My goal is to encourage listeners to follow their passions and be inspired by our pink sheep who have and are doing just that. So let's do it. Let's open the gate and hear this week's Pink Sheep Tale. Hi everyone. When Sammy and I just pressed stop on the recording then, we started talking more about the Michelle Payne movie, Ride Like a Girl. I thought it'd be really interesting to hit the record button again and just for Sam to give sort of her take and her review of the movie. She was there at one of the premieres with Rachel Griffiths and Michelle Payne, and to really hear, like, was that a true rendition of what female jockeys experienced during the time? And we have one here with us right now. So let's get Sam's take on the Michelle Payne movie. So, hi Sam.
Hi.
You're still there?
I'm still here. I'm back.
We still got you. So you went and saw the movie, and what did you think of it?
I sure did. I went down to Randwick Ritz-Carlton theatre down there, and it was one of the premieres where they were both there, and they, discussed all the behind the scenes and things like that, and it was just fantastic, and I loved the movie. I actually thought it was just a really true reflection of how it felt in the racing industry at that time, and I think they just did a fantastic take on the movie. It was great. Yeah, it was really good.
So for anyone who hasn't seen it, could you give them a brief overview of the movie?
Yeah, sure. So obviously it just talks about Michelle Payne being brought up in her childhood, with a massive racing family. Obviously back those times and the same as back when I was riding, which was before Michelle Payne's time, it was really difficult for female jockeys. Obviously, as the time is coming along, women are starting to dominate men in the industry, and, you look at the likes in Sydney at the moment, and Rachel King and Kathy O'Hara and Winona Constant, people like that, they can, ride really well. They're strong riders. I think it was great, and so for Michelle to come through as she did, and as powerful as she did, and to win the first Melbourne Cup, when she actually won the Melbourne Cup in real life, it felt like, it was all our hard work as a collective, not just obviously as her, which, she did the hard work, but, collective about us women and, the challenges that we've had to face, and that it's not just easy to go and get a ride. We had to prove, more to, try and get rides and things like that. And it was great. So it was just a fantastic, true story. It was great. Loved it.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask you in the previous interview either, what was your favourite ride?
Oh, I don't know if I had a favourite, but my first ever win and second place, I rode a double at Taree for the trainer I was out on loan to Bob Milligan, who I loved dearly. He was a lovely guy. So I rode a winning double on that time, and on a horse called Mr. Tracy and Future Girl. And then the following week, I won another race at Port Macquarie, and then unfortunately, right when I sort of got kicked off, I had a fall. Another horse fell in front of my horse in a race, and so that put me out for 3 months, which is really bad timing. But I don't know that I had a lot of favourites. I had a lot of favourite horses, but obviously, the first and second win were pretty special, and, a couple of other wins were, really special. But, it was a really challenge to try and get the rides. And when I rode, sometimes at the jockey's room out in the country, we had a toilet out the back. That was our change room because, there weren't many female jockeys. So, there's some funny stories. But anyway, so it was great. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Well, I thought that just might be a little interesting extra review of the movie because it is very much a popular movie at the moment.
Yeah.
And
you haven't seen it, go to see it.
yeah, definitely. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks, Sammy. We'll sign it off
Cheers.
there again for the second time.
Fantastic.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening, and I hope you really enjoyed this week's tale. Let me now invite you to pop over to our Facebook group called Pink Sheep Tales Podcast, and there you can stay up to date with all the exciting news from our pink sheep. You can also find myself at OCD, Organising, Cleaning and Decluttering Specialists on Facebook or on my website ocdpro.com.au. Well, I'll catch you back here next week. Until then, enjoy yourself.